welcome everyone to our warm-up video. This is going to be our color mixing lesson, and our subject matter is going to be tropical birds. So for the warm-up video, all you need is your warm-up paper, a pencil, and an eraser. So if you don't have those items, go grab them, come on back and join us. So you're going to take your warm-up paper and you're going to fold it in half. So go ahead and do that. And then we're going to put that off to the side for a second. I'm going to put it off to the side. You can keep it in front of you. I'm going to go over the 4 things that I want you guys to keep in mind when doing art, and then I'm going to show you some examples, and then we're going to get started with the warm-up. So number 1, always try your best. Number 2, if you get frustrated, take a deep breath, count to 10, take another deep breath, and try it again. Number 3, everyone's art is going to turn out differently. Your artwork is going to be uniquely yours. It's not going to look like mine, and it's not going to look like anyone else in the classes. And last but not least, number 4, art is not perfect. So don't expect perfection, just try your best. All right, I'm going to show you some images of tropical birds. And I found this one on the internet. I thought it was pretty cool because we're going to be doing our color mixing lesson. And that means we're going to be focusing on all the colors of the rainbow. We're going to use our primary colors to make secondary colors, and then we're going to use our primary and secondary colors to make tertiary colors. So right here you have the color of the rainbow, the primary and the secondary colors. So you have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. All right, now I'm going to show you some other images. Here are 2 parrots. This right here is a toucan bird. I want you to look at all the colors, not just of the bird, but of the background. Because we're going to be using all these colors when we create our piece. This is a cockatoo bird. And those were real life pictures. These are paintings that I found off the internet. So here we have a parrot and a toucan. Here we have 2 parrots, and look at all those colors, all the colors of the rainbow, even in looking at the background, looking into the trees, all the different colors of the leaves that were used. And here's another one of 2 toucans and 2 parrots and some other little birds fluttering by. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to take your warm-up paper, and you folded it in half, which actually means you have 4 sections. If you open it up, you have 1, 2, and then flip it over, 3, 4. So we're going to start with the paper folded over, just like this, and you are on the left-hand side, right here, the left-hand side on the front. So fold it over on the left-hand side, and we are going to practice drawing first a parrot. We are going to use this directed drawing lesson right here, and we're going to go step by step together. So I'm actually going to cover the steps that we're not on so that we don't move ahead. We're going to use simple shapes and lines to create our warm-up of a parrot. So follow along with me. We're going to start, because the parrot is, you see here, a parrot is very, very long from the head all the way to the bottom of its feathers. So we're going to start with the head. So we're going to start way up here at the top of our page. Hang on one second, I want to see which way it's facing. All right, the parrot's going to be facing off to the right. So we're going to start here with a circle at the top of our paper, and another circle separated but smaller. And I want you guys to write really lightly because we're going to be doing some erasing as we do this directed drawing. So we're going to write some lines, and then we're going to do some erasing, okay? So you have your larger circle, then you have your smaller circle off to the side. I have Joey here with me. I'm going to show you his workspace. Say hi, Joe. Hi. All right, so we have our circles. Now we're going to move on to step number 2. right here. And we are going to connect some lines. We are going to connect a line coming out from this small circle to the big circle. We're just going to connect it. It almost touches. And then we're going to have a line coming off the side of the circle, the larger circle, coming down. And that's going to become a feather. These are going to become feathers right here. And then next, we're going to do some more detailed lines. So, it's very, very faint what I'm looking at. We're going to do some detailed lines. So we're going to swoop in here and do some feathers, swooping like this. And the feathers are coming all the way down our circle to right about where the small circle up here would be in line, okay? Then we're going to do an eye for the parrot. I'm going to give it a circular eye like this, a large circle for, this is more of the around the eye. And then we're going to put an eye inside. Okay, so we're doing right now, if you look here, this parrot has this circle right here of feathers and then the eye inside of it. So we just did the circle of feathers and then the eye inside. All right. Now we're going to add some more feathers. So we're going to do some more feathers coming down like this into the circle. And then we're going to add another layer of feathers above that. Just like this. Like almost like waves. Then you can take your eraser and you can start erasing that part of the circle. I'm going to probably start to get a little bit shaky, the iPad, because I am erasing and Joey is erasing as well. So we're just going to take our eraser and we're going to erase the top part of that circle, and we're going to take our eraser and we're going to erase the bottom part of the circle. But you can still fill in those lines of the wings that maybe you just erased like I did. And then you see the layering. Here's a layer of wings and here's, not wings. Have I been saying wings this whole time? I meant feathers. These are feathers, not wings. Excuse me. All right. So I have 3 layers of feathers going on. Okay, and we are still on step 2. The lines are very, very faint here. Then you're going to come down right below these feathers and you're going to make another row of just 2 feathers. Maybe 3. You could do 3. But see how they're all in line with the body coming down? And then we're going to do some feathers going a different direction. So see how I'm going to erase these lines. See how I'm coming in a different direction with these feathers? 1, 2, 3 going that way. And you can erase as you go along if you need to. Now I'm going to give the beak some shape. So come out here, and it almost looks like an oval that is pointed at the end. So you come up here and you connect to the eye, and then you come down to a point, like an upside down teardrop. And then you can erase this line of the circle right here. That's why we're drawing really lightly, so that we can do a lot of erasing of the lines that we don't need anymore. Then I'm going to curve from the tip of the beak. I'm going to do a line that separates the bottom of the beak and the top of the beak, so that you know that its mouth can open, its beak can open. And then I'm going to give it a marking below the beak right here. It's like a half circle. That's a kind of a marking. How you doing, Joe?
Good.
Awesome. All right, Joey's doing a lot of erasing. I'm doing a lot of erasing. As you can see here, this bird right here in our example has a ton of feathers. We're not going to draw all those feathers in because when we do our actual composition, we are going to want to have big areas to add paint. So if we do a bunch of tiny feathers, it's going to be really difficult to paint them in. So let's just keep this parrot pretty simple. All right, we're going to give the parrot some feet. They're going to come out. Here's our original circle right here. Everybody's with me with my original circle. I'm just kind of hovering above it. Here's my original circle. The feet are going to come out at the bottom of that original circle, and it's just going to be upside down half circle. Very simple shapes we're using. And then I can bring this talon in. I can bring this talon in here, and I don't connect it just so that I can bring out a third one there. That was a little bit on the wide side. I'm going to do that again. And I'm doing my bird on my warm-up small on this paper. When we do our composition, we're going to do larger birds. This is just a warm-up. And then what you can do is have the bird perched on a like a branch, like sitting in a tree. You can kind of have a branch coming out this way and a branch coming out that way. And now you can just continue making more feathers coming down. So we did this section right here, we did this section, and then you can continue by making another section down here. 1, 2, 3 maybe. And then this one even has, this example has feathers coming out like this. Okay. So here's our warm-up of our parrot. You might have more space down here below the parrot we just made. Later, if you want to try to draw another parrot, feel free to play the video over again and do another parrot right here. All right, so we're done with our parrot. This is, I mean, you could, you know what, I didn't add this part right here. You can add the little feathers sticking up over the head here, right there. And then you can add these feathers kind of coming out right here. Sorry, I forgot to add those too. And then you can see in this example right here, it's very, very colorful. All right, so we're done practicing the parrot. Now we're gonna flip it over to the other side, the right-hand side. If you're not done and you're still working on your parrot, I'd like you to pause the video and go ahead and finish, and then come back and press play when you are ready to do the toucan. Okay, so go ahead and flip yours over, Joe. Here, can we show yours? Can I show them yours? Okay. So here is my parrot, here is Joey's parrot, okay? You tried your best, I tried my best. This is just a warm-up. So here you go, Joe. And flip it on over, and we're gonna do the toucan now. How you doing, Joe?
Good.
Good, okay. So the toucan, we're gonna start on step 1, and we're gonna do an oval right here. Again, we're gonna come up on our paper. This is a good idea to come up on our paper, even if we don't use the whole paper coming down. You can then use the bottom part later to practice again if you wish, okay? So you're gonna do an oval, and this oval is gonna be facing, pointing up and to the side a little bit. This is gonna be the body. So here's an oval. And then you're gonna do kind of a, we're gonna do another circle up here, just like with the parrot. We'll do the circle for the head. And then we're gonna do the beak coming out. The toucan has, let me show you, the toucan has a really long beak. I didn't give myself very much room to give him a big beak, but that's okay. This is just my warm-up. Okay. So come out, it's almost like almost of a triangular shape. A lot of toucans actually, the images that I've seen, that kind of curves down. So you can have it curved down, pointing down, and get rid of that line like that. All right, so that's step 1. Step 2 is going to be adding a couple more details to the head and the upper body. So you're going to do the beaks, dividing the beak from the top from the bottom. So that's just a simple line going from the tip of the beak to the head. And the bottom is usually a lot smaller than the top. So I have my beak connected to my head. Then I'm going to give my toucan that bigger area of the eye where the feathers are, and then the actual eye. See here? This colored area around the eye is green for this toucan, and then his eye is totally black. But this right here, the green, it's all feathers. All right, so I have the eye, I have the beak separated. Now I'm going to connect the head to the body. So I'm going to connect it just using 2 lines coming together. All right, I'm going to kind of move down here. It's hard for me to see the faint lines here. All right, so now I'm going to add the part where this big area right here of color, okay? So I'm going to come up here to where the eye is, and I'm going to swoop it down, or actually kind of to the top of the head. And I'm going to swoop it down and connect it here, and then I'm going to erase these lines in the middle. Remember, if at any point you need to pause the video, pause and do what you need to do, and then press play and come on back. I feel like mine is a little on the straight side. I'm going to make mine a little bit more curved coming down. So I'm going to curve it out a little bit more. Erasing is just fine. Remember, we're drawing very gently with our pencil, and we're forgiving to ourselves, right? Nothing is perfect. We're just trying our best. All right, now I'm going to start the wing, this wing right here that comes out, and I'm going to start where the neck meets the body, and I'm going to just go out like this on this side and go out on like this on this side. Well, I think I should do it a little bit bigger. Maybe come down like this. Okay. And then I'm going to do this wing over here. I'm going to come down like that. And now I'm going to fill in the rest of the beak, or not the beak, the wing. So I'm going to come down and give it some feathers, connect to the body. This one as well. Give it some feathers coming out. And now I can erase this line right here. All right, so I have the bottom of my body here. Now I can bring down some legs. And another leg over here. That's not really. I'm gonna do that again. Okay. All right, let me get the oval back. I'm gonna bring this leg down like this. And then this leg is more, seems like it's more like this, like it's coming out of its body right here, sitting on it. And then I'm going to add the legs coming out. Like this is the top of the leg, and then this is like the tiny part of the leg. Before you reach the actual talons that grip onto the branch. You got it? How you doing, Joe?
Good.
Good. Now I'm going to add the talons right here. I could do some erasing of some lines. Then I can add the branch that he's perched on. Coming out. And now I can swoop his tail down. So his tail can start right here. Can go behind the branch and swoop. Do some swooping feathers, bring it back up. You could do another layer of feathers up here with the wing up here and another layer down up here. Okay, so and then you can add some feathers in the chest area like that. And then you can add some markings to the beak. You can give it that part right here, that marking at the very tip of the beak. All right, so we are done with our toucan. Very simple directed drawing. If you'd like to, later you could practice doing another one down here. And we're gonna be on to our third and last bird for our warm-up. Joe, you wanna show them yours? Here. Here's mine, and here's Joey's. Totally uniquely different, the two of them. Beautiful, very nicely done, Joe. Here, give me that. I'll show you Joe in his workspace. All right, so we're done with our toucan, we're done with our parrot. Now we're gonna do our cockatoo. So, open up your paper. You have a parrot here, a toucan here. They're facing each other, and flip it over and refold. And this time we're gonna have the cockatoo looking over its shoulder. That's kind of fun. All right, I'm gonna start with step one. Cover these up. And we're gonna start with 2 circles and an oval. So come up to the top of your page to give you some room in case you wanna practice another one later. And do a circle, a large circle, a bigger circle, then a smaller circle above it, but separated. And then an oval that's overlapping your bigger circle down here. So we are going to be creating something very similar to that. Awesome. Can you flip it over and do it on another page?
Yeah,
you just want to keep it on that? Okay. Joe decided he is doing it under his parrot, or his toucan. Okay. All right, we're going to do go move on to number 2. And this is where we're going to add the eye. We're going to add a little bit of a beak here. The beak points down. It's like it's a pointed beak down, and then you can grab your eraser and you can erase this middle line right here inside the beak. All right. You guys are doing awesome. Thank you for getting this far. All right, so now we're gonna do some of the lines that are coming out, the feathers coming out of the head. So I feel like I need a closer up. So we're gonna be doing these. So you can have it coming, swooping up. 1, 2, 3. They look like little waves to me. Or like a sea anemone in the ocean. Okay, so I gave this guy some feathers up top. And now we're gonna add a neck to connect the head and the body. Similar to the other one of the other birds connecting the head to the body. This one has some feathers coming out. And now we can erase our line, that the circle part that was in our feather, in our wing. And then I can give it some more defined wings. So actually, I think I'm going to just erase the bottom of this oval so that I can give the wings the feathers some definition in the wing. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 little feathers poking out. Remember, we want to do our details on the bigger side, because when we paint this in, we need big areas when we make our actual composition. Okay, come down for the legs. These look like drumsticks to me. One here, and then one coming out down here. And then you could give the talons. 1, 2, 3, maybe. Whoop. 1, 2, 3. And then I can go ahead and erase the inside part of the leg here. All right, now I'm gonna have it perched on a tree, so I'm gonna give it a branch that it's sitting on here. Kick the branch out, and then I could give the tail feathers coming down. So it can come down behind the branch, 1, 2, 3 maybe, and have it come back up. And now you can make the feathers around the head looking more like feathers, like that. You can give it the open part of the mouth up here. I think I forgot that. Up here. Then you're going to need to erase these lines of the circle. So it goes out. And give it the eye inside. And that was basically it. You can give it some more details in the feathers up on top of the head if you want. So that ends our warm-up. So we have a parrot, a toucan, a cockatoo. You have area right here. What you can start doing on this, in this section right here, is you can start sketching out what you're going to want your composition to look like. We're going to focus on doing 2, 3 birds at most in the entire composition, and we're going to have it be really zoomed in on them. So you're going to see it similar to this. See how we don't see the tree at all, we just see the branch. Branches coming out of the tree into the picture and then out of the picture. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to zoom in on the birds and then have the background be really simple. Maybe just add a couple branches and then a couple leaves. So I'll show you this one again. Here they're on a branch sticking out of a tree, and then you have a bunch of leaves in the background. So like I said, if you have the time between now and the next video, you can sketch out 2 to 3 birds in a small area right here to design what you feel like your composition's going to be. You can also do another cockatoo here, another parrot here, and another toucan here. It's really up to you. Or you can do what I see Joey is doing. Let me zoom in on you, Joe. He opened everything up and he actually is plotting out his entire composition using the 3 birds he drew. When he's done, I'm gonna put it underneath to show you guys. All right, and that wraps it up for our warm-up. When we come back for the next video, we're going to be drawing our entire composition. Then the video after that, we're going to be doing our color mixing and painting it in. And then the very last video, video number 4, is after everything is dry, we are going to go over and with our black Sharpie, we are going to trace over our pencil lines to make everything pop. So cockatoo, toucan, and carrot all right here. If you need to go back and rewind to get a closer up of these, please feel free to do that. Take your time, have a good time, and I'm going to show you Joey's. Joe, can I show him what you came up with? So Joey decided to unfold his paper, and he already has, is this what your composition might look like?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, maybe. We'll see. We'll see when it comes time to doing that video. All right, you guys, enjoy, and we will see you for video number 2. Thank you.